Welcome back to Clean Tech Talk. Today we're diving deep into something that's really changing how we deal with mold. Dry ice blasting, our mission. Figure out why this non-toxic, water-free method is becoming, well, maybe the new standard.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff because, when you're dealing with mold, your biggest enemies are often the chemicals you use, and any leftover water just invites it back. Dry ice blasting uses solid Kuo pellets, so right away you avoid both those issues. That's why pros love it for tough jobs, homes, industry, you name it.
Oh, okay, let's unpack that. When I hear blasting, my mind goes straight to something like sand blasting, which can be pretty harsh, right? Destructive even. So if you're firing tiny pellets, 3 millimeter, you said, at supersonic speeds, how do you avoid damaging the surface, especially porous stuff like drywall or, old wood?
That's the million-dollar question, really. And the answer is pretty neat. It's not just brute force. It's like
Yeah.
a three-punch combo, a
Yeah.
trifecta of actions working together. So first, you do have that kinetic impact. The compressed air shoots the pellets. They hit the mold, loosen it up a bit.
Right, the impact.
But, and this is key, before that impact can really damage the underlying material, two other things happen almost instantly.
Ah, okay, so it's more complex. What are the other two? This sounds interesting.
So number two is thermal shock. Dry ice is incredibly cold. We're talking -109 Fahrenheit, -78 Celsius. That extreme cold hits the mold, freezes it instantly, makes it brittle. It really weakens its grip on whatever surface it's stuck to.
Wow, okay, freezes it solid. And the third part, you mentioned sublimation earlier. That sounds like the clean tech angle.
Exactly. That's the real game changer, sublimation. The moment those super cold pellets hit the relatively warmer surface, they don't melt into liquid. They just poof, turn straight into gas.
Straight to gas, no water at all.
None. And this rapid expansion, turning from solid to gas almost explosively on a micro level, creates this lifting force. It basically blasts the frozen mold and spores right off the surface from underneath. And the beauty is it cleans porous materials like wood really well, but leaves the structure itself intact, unlike sandblasting or chemicals.
Okay, that makes sense now. So the huge benefit is zero moisture, zero residue. That tackles the biggest failure point of all methods, right?
Yeah.
The dampness that lets mold come right back.
Yeah.
And it means you can use it on things that water would destroy, like wiring, insulation.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Zero moisture exposure is critical. And it makes the whole process safer, too. Dry ice itself is non-toxic. It's often made from co-euros captured from industrial processes, so it's recycled. And because it disappears, there's absolutely no secondary waste to clean up. Think about that. No chemical sludge, no contaminated water. We're seeing cleanup times cut by like 70% sometimes.
70%, that's huge.
It really is, compared to scrubbing with chemicals and then dealing with all that mess afterwards.
And that zero residue non-toxic thing must be why it's popping up everywhere. You mentioned homes and industry?
Oh yeah, it's incredibly versatile. Beyond houses, think food production. It's FDA compliant for cleaning things like conveyor belts without chemicals,
Yeah.
automotive restoration, cleaning engine parts without taking everything apart. And because it's non-conductive, it's safe around electrical systems. So healthcare uses it too for decontaminating equipment, HVAC systems.
Right. Safer electronics is a big plus. So cleaner, safer, protects the surface. Let's talk about the bottom line, cost and speed. You said cleanup is faster. Does the whole project finish quicker?
Significantly quicker, often. Maybe 50% faster than traditional methods sometimes. Less downtime for businesses, which they love.
And cost-wise, how does it stack up against, say, chemical treatments?
The upfront cost, maybe $3 to $7 per square foot, is pretty comparable to some chemical methods. But you save money long-term because you're not repairing damage caused by the cleaning process itself, and you avoid those recurring mold issues.
Makes sense. Efficiency and eco-friendliness driving adoption.
Absolutely. And that resonates with homeowners. We know, something like 68% prioritize eco-friendly solutions now. So the market for this is growing fast, projected around 12% annually, which leads to an interesting point about accessibility. Since the basic needs are an air compressor and the blaster itself, could this become a DIY thing?
DIY dry ice blasting.
It's becoming more feasible. Machines like the Aolith AI30 are often mentioned as being more cost-effective, potentially bringing it within reach for smaller contractors or even dedicated DIYers. The technology is getting there.
Interesting times ahead for this tech then. More accessible, eco-friendly mold removal. And speaking of accessibility, for our listeners interested in this space or maybe looking into equipment, we've got something for you. And as a special thank you to our listeners, you can now enjoy 10% off your next purchase at Aolith. Just use the promo code AOLITH2025 at checkout. That's AIOLITH 2025. Don't miss out.